Underworld. Harlem Underworld. Black Rob. Watch the whole thing unfold. From 100th Street to 200th Street. Manhattan. Niggas got me sitting on the roof. I drink on scope, less than 100 proof. Hand on toast, about to roast. Some kids who flash
Rest
like
in
they
peace
assassins.
to the king.
Pick up my dough and
Indeed.
BK, this honey passion. Got the spot
Still on my Black Rob playing all the albums. Why? Because love is real. It's not fake. Like you motherfuckers that done already stopped playing DMX shit. You had 3 hot days of love for X, and y'all forgot. We still giving Black Rob his flowers since Puffy didn't while he's alive.
Money caught, one in his Kango. This man made his run for the door, caught him. In the gator shoes, his girl probably bought him too bad. Black ain't get the chance to extort him. It's niggas like that don't deserve to live. Word to mid, and we ain't got no love to give. For these drop shots who wanna be
That shit is tough, man. Cause like, I'm not even trying to guess. Like, this shit's just good. Like, I ain't saying everybody got to be like a fucking super mega star. It should have been like,
No.
you know, selling out countries. But it's like, you know, niggas did definitely like.
They should have did better than they did.
Yeah, it's just it's always like, man, like, I don't know. Once again, like, I'm not in the industry, but I just like, man, like, maybe, I guess I would say maybe some of the benefits of what it seems like nowadays is that at least, you know, you might be like a more unknown or non-household name, but because of the internet, you probably will still make your bread. But like back then, I just feel like great niggas hit before you had like all these outlets, and it's like, man, that sucks.
You had 2 blueprints back there. Either you was gonna sign with a major, or you was gonna go the Master P route. And obviously, it wasn't a lot of people going the Master P route, so everybody thought they had to have a major deal to get on. And it didn't necessarily pan out for him too well.
Yeah, that's a trip. Cause like I see that like conversation back and forth on like Drink Champs and shit a lot when they have like artists on there, and like man, niggas talk about just like, you know, for all respects and purposes, like yes, it is all on your hands, it is all in your lap or whatever, but man, that independent shit, like Cam is for it, clearly Ace Hood for it, like. I don't know. I just feel like you just get to live like such a more chill ass life. Like Slim Thug just seems like he gets to just do whatever he wants, no fucking problems.
Just running through Houston
like
amok.
Like every other day, I just want some new cool ass old school in all black, like a fucking supervillain. Like
I feel like that's everybody in Houston, damn near. Like who in Houston is making moves that's signed to a major?
No, Houston. I don't think Houston might not get the love they deserve for like really being like
we our own. We support our own. We do our own thing. We don't need all the bullshit. We gonna create like they Bay Area status, to be honest.
Yeah, and like it's not like oh, okay, they cool ish. Like no, niggas is really fucking on.
Right.
And then when you see like okay, and you'll see like your fave or some shit, your favorite whoever, and you be looking around the room and it's like yo, this nigga always in the room. Like, always in a room and right next to niggas who everybody associates with huge money and a huge fucking influence and shit, but just without the bullshit.
Yep.
That shit's fucking up. Like, I was looking at, I think, like, Freddie Gibbs' story, and he was out eating. It was, like, a bunch of niggas I didn't know, but they were really getting to it at a restaurant that I can't afford to go to. And then, boom, Slim Thug. And, like, I was like, this shit is fucking dope. And then the next thing is, like, Slim Thug and then Diddy. And I'm like, so clearly, you know, Freddie Gibbs out here kicking it with everybody, but
right.
I'm just like niggas like Slim is just always in the room, and it's like yeah man, like I could not even could like I drop whatever music I feel like dropping, like even when he was on Drink Champ he's like yeah, I was rich, like I was rich coming into this, like I don't give a fuck about none of this shit
at
like,
all.
Niggas knew exactly what to. So yeah man, Houston should get a lot more credit for just having like insulated, just balling ass niggas.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Shout out to H-Town, man. Shout out to H-Town. Shout out to all the independents. Shout out to Slim Thug. Shout out to Gage the Gear. But since you talking about it, you know what else is really dope?
Regale me.
This podcast, bitch. That's why it's called Just a Dope Ass Podcast. Welcome everybody to this wonderful Monday evening, Just a Dope Ass Podcast. I am King Carter, one half of your host here. We have Chad Awesome Bald Wisdom. the king of all melanin domeness over there. I'm gonna find something else snazzy to throw on there. We can just.
I'm gonna keep it too. I'm putting all these fucking aliases and shit like attached to my name.
As you should. As you should. Like we just gonna make it. If somebody don't hype us up, we gonna hype ourselves up. We gonna hype each other up.
That's them. Like
that's what we
when this blows, it's gonna be like a whole fucking like, and it'll be like, like before he was Vision, like Sir Ulrich von Liechtenstein. Like you're just a nigga like that just announces us when we come in the room.
Speaking of when this blows, random. I've had this conversation with myself. Yes, I have conversations with myself because I give the best advice.
Lit.
But I was having this conversation with myself, like, what is it like to have interviews with us if we're blown? And I was going through this, I don't want to say conundrum, but like the personality. Like, do I want to be a DMX type person where it's like, I'm still me, I'm still the relatively nice guy, but I got a little bit of edge? Or do I just want to be complete like asshole status? Or do I want to be Keanu Reeves and just be Mr. like, I'm nice and loving to everybody and I give all my blessings away because I care about people? Like, how would I explain my persona? And then going into, I went into my traumas and jadedness and all that other stuff, playing it out in my head. But when this blows, what would be your preferred personality to utilize long term to survive within the space of fandom or fame?
I mean, obviously, like, not out here giving out my motherfucking social security number or anything like that. But I feel like the pod space, maybe, I don't know, not even like music or anything. Like the pod space does give you an opportunity to give a good portion of yourself. And I feel like, at least how we run it, is I don't really have to pick. Like I'm who I am, normally. If we're having like a regular conversation, and especially if it's somebody like I'm not, I don't know, I don't talk to every day. Like y'all have seen conversations with people we don't know, people we've known for a long time, and you can tell the difference of like, oh, okay, this is a more intimate conversation. But I try not to, because I've always thought about that. Even like at the start of this, is like, holy shit, podcasting is a space where you fuck around and make it, and you don't have to be the guy or whatever. Right. Like that's why even if I was like a rapping ass nigga or an actor or something, I feel like that would be like my issue in the entertainment space. Is like, it's exhausting. Shit, that's what people say about work in general. Like, it is exhausting to be in a space where you have to maybe cut it on or cut it off or not be yourself or some shit. Because I even, like, we've talked about that just as far as professionally, which is sort of what initially had kind of drawn me to the mental health space. Is like, when I'm engaging with clients, it ain't like I'm like, hey, motherfucker. But, I can throw a little bit of that in there, and I'm like, okay, I can be at work, I can make a difference, I can do a thing, and I can still be me. So I worry about it a little bit, because you kind of, you do have to be aware, and not necessarily like, I don't give a fuck about really like, don't cancel me or whatever, but but being I guess not just hitting motherfuckers in the head with the hammer of all that is you. Because, they just might not understand you or might not be aware. So,
here's where I struggle or juggle with that. And here's why I have that question in my mind. Because even though not making it big yet, as far as the podcast scene is concerned, I go through that a little bit when it comes to being a therapist. Mm-hmm. Like, people see that, they may see my post and see, oh, that's decent insight, or they see something, or they watch on here and see that we're having a good conversation. Whatever the case is, they see, oh, good insight, good advice. Post, good advice, that's really wise, or whatever the case is. Not a two-bone home, but whatever. Then they look on the page and they see therapist. Now I enjoy having conversations with people. Mm. But a lot of people be in my DMs trying to get that free therapy. Yeah. And was like, from a mental health space, that's communication and boundaries, right? Mm-hmm. When you make it big as to have fans, because you can have fans at any level, it kind of doesn't matter. But how do you draw the boundaries of like, hey, I fuck with people, I enjoy with people, I want you guys to have what I can provide, I want to hold space for people and really build bridges with everybody. Mm-hmm. but don't try to take advantage of what I can do and get over on it.
I think you said it good with, boundaries. I know, like, you look up anything mental health online and people just, like, throw the word boundaries around a lot and can clearly, like, misconstrue or bastardize mental health stuff. We talk about that a lot. But as we've talked about, and in general, big on balance and just the concept of balance all across the board. Have balanced outlooks. Have balanced fucking insight. Balance with how you look. Balance. Balance is really fucking good.
Right. Balance
is like a tattoo around here. Like, it's such a serious concept. Thanos wasn't a bad guy. So even from like the therapy space, because I do like watch other people, like the therapist thing online and that space and those people, and I legitimately watch you and like kind of watch how you maneuver, because I'm on my little trek on my journey. So I'm like, okay. And one thing I've always thought about is, from the pod space, people who might know me personally or know, the little funny side of me, oh, you should make a podcast. Cool. Them looking at me in the more so mental health aspect, and those who know me in that space looking at me as a podcaster. And it's like, it's a struggle, because I feel like, it's easier to lean one side or another. But I feel like if you kind of run for the perfect balance, it's like, okay, you might come here for entertainment. You come here for the tits, the booty, ass, and all the other shit. And you'll get that.
Right.
But when we throw a little gym in there, it's like, hey, I'm comfortable with these guys and listening to this. And these guys talk about the shit that me and my homies talk about. But also, they're big on therapy. They go, they administer it. They're big on being vulnerable and cool. So now I got the little entertainment people kind of fucking with mental health, and I've made an impact there. Also, I think sometimes, at least in any space or job I've had, whether it was just flat out behaviors, whatever population, there's always kind of a vibe, and I've seen a disconnect with mental health professionals and whatever your thing is, social worker, fucking therapist, this one, that one, where you come so professionally that, the clients who, they might not be good at reading, writing, arithmetic, but if you've had trauma, what you're really good in now is like your instincts are on 1,000.
Right.
Because anything that smells phony to you, you probably take it as, oh, this motherfucker trying to do something to me, because the last motherfucker that smelled funny did some weird shit. So I associate anything that sounds or feels phony with bullshit. So when you come in with, hello, we need to work on that and process that, and that sounds good on paper, but that's not really resonating.
Right.
So, if a client hears me say, man, these motherfuckers, they're like, oh shit, I'll throw a fuck, or just, man, don't worry about that shit. We need to do it like this. Now you feel me as a regular person. So there is a balance that all these things can kind of overlap. So I think about that as far as, tomorrow, years down the line, you graduate and get on my little shit. I don't know that I'd be like the sepia-toned fucking therapist meme, like, this is what narcissism looks like, blah, 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 blah. It'd be like, hey, man, like, who's the dude that you send me a lot? The dark-skinned dude, is it Kyrie?
Oh, yeah, the brush.
Yeah. His shit is like, it still has like that softer approach, but it feels real. And like, when he's being funny, the motherfucker's funny. When he's saying whatever, cool. So it's kind of like, nah, man, like I'm a regular motherfucker. I got regular shit going on. But also, man, fucking meditate.
Right.
Yes, have a little sip, smack on the ass, kiss her. And then after you guys had that, go back and talk about whatever the fuck y'all had an issue about. Come into it with some solution-based shit. Like, you can kind of split the middle. Like, I feel more equipped to go, yeah, I can get in the space to talk about some Justin LA Boy post and say that that's toxic, but you got to be in that space. It kind of looks weird if you're like, use your Zen master shit, but our people ain't listening. Our people are looking at memes and little posts and shit and using that as a way to go into their relationships. And if you take this field serious and, from a black perspective, you want to help your people, it's like, okay, I got to be able to maneuver through this and then make a point. Kind of like the fucking basis of the goddamn show, folks. But yeah, so it's kind of, I'll be really focused on, even to my detriment, about the balance between the two. Because even right now, as we start out, I get a lot of y'all on bullshit, and it's like, you didn't listen. Like, yes, I posted that. Yes, I said that, and I meant that to a degree. But if you listen, you can. There's something in there. So, it ain't just bullshit.
Right. This is kind of the struggle that I have. So when you talk about balance, it's me having to balance the mental health space and my identity within that realm, and then also balance the tomfoolery that may come with us on the podcast space. And people don't realize, like, no, we do them in unison. It's easier, like my clients know that.
Mm-hmm.
I can when I talk to my clients, that's part of my spiel, not my sales pitch, because I'm not lying. It's not a script. But everybody that does a consultation with me and they ask me, like, so what made you get into mental health? And I talk about my experiences and I talk about my therapy style. That's part of it. Like, I'm not about to be the person that's going to come in here and I can quote the DSM-5 like the back of my hand. That's not me. That's not what I feel that the people that are watching me need. That's not what we need as people of color, and that's the people that I'm trying to service the most. And my spots is filled. Like, I'm not in here. I'm just being my authentic self. I'll curse them during my sessions, like when I'm using certain analogies or I'm painting certain pictures for them. I make it relatable. And to me, it's just like, oh, I just picked an analogy that would make sense to them. And it seems super basic and I may have some cursing or whatever in there, but I'll have my clients be like, I don't know how you came up with that shit. Like, it makes total sense now that you broke it down that way. And I'm not using any big words. I'm trained to do this and use the vernacular that comes within this space, but I'm not trying to talk above them. So I present it in a way that's comfortable for them. But those are people that are coming and they want that approach.
Yeah.
Within the podcast space, we have that duality of, like, people that come here, like you said, they come in for the ass jokes and the debauchery. It's like, nah, that's just the worm on the hook. Like, we do have an actual, like, purpose to our discussions if you listen long enough. This is like, where we at? We at 16 minutes. Normally starting about 14 on up. We start actually getting to the meat of conversations, and that's when some people are like, ooh, I'm going to start talking to them more about certain things and ask them their perspective, which is cool. Because part of my goal within the mental health space and the podcast space, I've said it before on off air and on air. Hopefully we can get to like 50,000 followers plus, but I want to know everybody that follows us.
Yeah.
I want to have had some sort of a conversation with you. I want to, I want to be personable. I want you to feel included in this. I don't want to feel like I'm above the people that are listening to us. But that don't mean consultations are just $30. You can contact me for $30 and we can have a conversation if you really want to get your shit off. But don't try to do it for free in my DMs. Like, I enjoy talking to people, but that's the boundary. Or you can always call into the show and talk to us about it. Like, if you want free consultations, like, do it for content purposes. Like, you can call me and talk. We can whatever. Kevin Samuels, this bitch. Like, call on in. If you want to call on in and get our perspective on something, like, call on in and you can talk to us on the show, or you can strawberry letter this bitch and send us an email. Give us a dope ass letter, and we'll read that bitch on air and give you our perspectives. But shout out to people that really do support us, because some people, like, I've seen them send me emails like, you got an email confirmation that this person wants to sign up for a consultation. It's like, bro, I got to send them an email like, I know you. Ethically, I can't.
But appreciate it.
But I appreciate you actually understanding there's a separation within the space and sending me something to actually pay for my services. It's greatly appreciated. So shout out to those people. I thank you. I'll appreciate you. But those of you that don't know us and you're looking for information, listen to the pod on a regular basis. Download the Good News Radio app where you can interact with us in the chat and actually have conversations about some things, or send us an email. You can go to the page. The email is up there. The Twitter is up there. You can tweet us, whatever it is. Like, if you really want our insight or you want to have a conversation about something, there's ways to do this, champ.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just really big on the fact of, like, people is people. So, yes, you do a job. Yes, you do a mental health, you're in the mental health space. Or if you're a fucking teacher, you're a fucking firefighter. Like, people are people. So, us getting up here, talk about the booty ass, like, even that, like, even if it was a complete, because sometimes those are those episodes where it's a salacious thing. Like, even that, I guess, but this is also, like, how I think about a thing or whatever, is like.
Is it really salacious, though?
Maybe not.
Because y'all, not to cut you off, we put a pin in that. Just real quick. But listen, people, come closer. Come closer. Come here. I'm going to meet you halfway. I'm meeting you where you are. That's what we do. that's not the song you should have been doing in this scenarios. But look, just because we are two mental health professionals and we talk about the Buddha ads and whatnot, like therapists be fucking like, I don't know why y'all act like we're not human beings just because we have a different perspective on life or we approach things. Like just because I have insight don't mean that my sex organs don't work. It doesn't mean that I'm not a human being. Like these are all aspects of being human.
That's really where I was headed. It's just that like, if it is like a, you know, if you're just going to continue to look at it like you guys have to talk about real life stuff. Okay, cool. But like if we're having just a salacious, I'm not going to stop using salacious. Like if we're just having like a fun day, a day about just jokes and bullshit and whatever. And that is also like I'm not even a coping skill. It's necessary. It's a need. You need time to just have fucking fun. So watch us. Oh my God, I can't. You know, there's people like, I can't do this because I'm an A, B, and C. And it's like, motherfucker, we here administering therapy. And sometimes we want to come out here and fucking just have a bullshit fun day. And you should look at that and go, hey, I'm deserving of a bullshit fun day.
You're deserving of being human. You mean to tell me you ain't been at work before and you just decided to scroll through Instagram and double tapped on some ass that you like, male or female? Don't act like it's not happened. Don't act like you haven't been in a professional space and you've had part of you that is not a part of this professional space. The outside you has not seeped in at different points in time. It's okay for them to coexist. Should they completely bleed over into one another? No, because that's not healthy. You need to have some sort of boundary and some sort of separation to be able to keep, a work-life balance. But does that mean that you have to completely have a different identity? No, they should be relatively synonymous. Now, here's the issue where I think we struggle with that as black people. For our own survival, we've had to code switch for so long that we don't realize that everything doesn't have to be a fucking code switch. That's where somebody like an ex gets misunderstood because I'm not code switching for shit. This is me. Whatever mood I'm in, that's the me that you're getting. I love you, but I don't feel like expressing that love in this capacity right now.
That's true.
We have to be able to flip that switch off. You ain't got to fake it all the goddamn time. You don't have to be this classy individual. Like, shut up.
Listen, for the record, not faking it is a thing. Don't take that to be a dickhead. I'm not in a super foo-foo space. You can acknowledge that. You can go, hey, man, I'm not in the mood. And that person that you tell it to, understand that person's thing. But also a person who did it, that does not mean that you just go, fuck everybody. Because now you're an asshole. Yes. So if you're not in the mood, like balance, people, the fucking, not even moderation, just you can do things and regulate your fucking self. You don't be fake. Don't be a douchebag either. Fucking, y'all gonna stop fucking
make me lose my mind.
Abuse, yeah, y'all gonna stop abuse. You know what? Fuck it. We're here now. So the question that posted, because I know people want to hear it, whether you want to hear it to be mad at us and misunderstand us, or
if you did see the post, you should be following us on social media in general, so you would see the questions and participate in the conversations. Proceed. So,
question being, and it's a whole fucking caption, because this is everybody's honestly issue. And mental health goggles, everything just, looks like, my first thing when I be seeing a lot of shit is like, you know what, man, that sounds like some shit I learned about a week ago. Like, this is some real weirdo shit. This is some real codependent shit. This is some real. So today's word is narcissism, folks. Dun, 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 dun. And while, there are things that I feel sometimes are encouraging a lot of narcissist behaviors, which is some real, it's not even like it, it's some real sick shit. It'll really be fucking you up, be fucking us up as a group. And it's kind of covered in living, your best life, focusing on you, knowing your worth. The phrase is knowing your worth. Even I've used it, know your worth, king. And there's a thing about everything in moderation, everything like in balance or whatever. There's knowing your worth, and then there's overpricing your fucking self. And nobody's saying to, undersell yourself or look at yourself as lower. Like me, for instance, we just said all this mental health shit. It is out of pocket for me to flat out go, I am a licensed therapist. Now, do I have that ability? Do I believe in myself? Sure. But will that be my worth one day? Absolutely. I 100% believe that. My worth now is a mental health professional with a bachelor's degree who is in a master's program, who is actively working in the field at the highest capacity I can. Do I do things that blur the line? Yes. But am I actively, like DC, having consultations for my clients to come and administer mental health therapy? No. So I know my worth. I know that I'm not no poop butt nigga out here getting paid pennies to fucking white people, you know. Well, no, I'll take that back. Because people out here wiping asses, and y'all are actually like,
y'all working hard.
Y'all are fucking amazing.
Appreciate y'all.
I don't have it. I've had clients that deal in the poop, and that's where I be like, hey man, we go. I'll see you next week, player. Because that ain't me.
You got your nurse for that, right?
Yeah, that ain't your boy with the poop. But what I'm saying is I completely understand and know my worth. I know my knowledge. I know that I can get in the ring and have conversations. But I also just know flat out, and I've had all the conversations about like where school and education doesn't flat out make you whatever. But shit is shit and facts is facts. In order to do what I want to do in life, I have to get the license. I don't have that yet. So I know my worth. And I'm not walking around going, well, I'm in it, so I'm a fucking therapist. Because now that's me overpricing my worth. I need to be able to understand my potential, but also understand where the fuck I'm at. And I just feel like a lot of people out here are using that know your worth thing as a way to not, you know, hold themselves.
You're using it to deflect, you assholes.
That part. What he said. Like, you're just, you know, I'm not gonna. Why not? Like, why not? Like, what makes you so... What makes you so too good to you too good for the welfare, precious? you too good for the welfare, bitch? Like, and for what? Like, and then it'd be like, okay, man, now make it make sense. What makes you this, you know, this worthy? Because I feel like even the scenario we got a year or so down the line, I'm locked up, I'm licensed up, I'm whatever. That's great. That's great for my worth for me. And the same shit we've talked about here, but if I'm interacting, because a lot of motherfuckers use this in the relationship space, if I'm trying to get this motherfucker over here, I still got to do the fucking interview process. I know my worth means that I especially if I find this woman to be worthy, you go, okay, then I'm going to pretty much work to get with this company. On the flip side, because I know, you know, this is not a show if we don't just, hey, women. This nigga's got A, B, and C. He's got all the fucking check. So you don't think that he's worthy enough for you to go, I never just walk up and talk to him. Bitch, why? This nigga's amazing. He's amazing. He's not fucking, no diss to Carl to work at fucking, you know.
Hardee's or something.
Yeah, Wingstop. Like, that's great. But, like, this nigga has all, and you don't think that you can come out your fucking ass and go, hey, I thought you was, you know, looking really good. I wanted to come over here and talk. I ain't even tell you buy the nigga shit. Because the crazy thing is niggas is still cool to be like, oh, you want to talk? Like, let's sit down and talk. Like, I appreciate, like, you don't think you have enough to fucking, like, you can't pull your head out your ass to be like, let me go up and pull up on him like, hey, man, I was thinking about you. I got you something to eat. Like, what the fuck? Like, all these just like a good woman would never chase him. Bitch, why? I'm a bitch. Put your shoes on. I'm a fucking pride. Like, you know.
I ain't chased nobody since I stopped playing football. The last person I chased was a quarterback. I ain't chased nobody since.
And even
I'm not going to, because I know my worth. And that's not to shit on the women that I've interacted with in between the time of me not being an athlete until now. But I don't see the point in chasing anybody. Because if you're chasing somebody, that means somebody doesn't want to be there.
I'll take that. But also, not to cut you off, but to use the football analogy, there's an active setup. If I am a defensive end, I chase this quarterback, I tackle this nigga, my stats are going up. There's value in this chase. Like, motherfuckers be like, chase me, and it's like, okay, a nigga can't even go, what am I chasing? Like, yes, like, I'm a bad, no, make it make sense, because I'm not just a good looking nigga. I got to pull out my whole resume. I'm in school, or I'm a therapist, or I'm a lawyer, I'm a motherfucking who works whatever. I'm gonna do this, that, and the whoop, 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 whoop. And on the flip side, it's like, okay, ma'am, what you got?
Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's like, you know,
I checked off a lot of stuff here.
And not to mention, none of that makes you an amazing partner. So, like, we doing all this shit for what? We have to get to know each other. We have to interact and spend time and talk and all this other shit. And motherfuckers don't want to do that. You just want to sit there and do the checklist. And it's like, ma'am, would you date you? Like, would you date you?
Not
like,
even that.
Like,
but sticking with the analogy of worth, right? How do you know when something is...
Oh, shit, Money in the house.
Hey, Money, what's going on? How do you know when something is high value?
That's the fucking phrase.
To find out how much something is worth, what do? You take it to an appraiser.
Mm-hmm.
that means you don't know the actual worth until you take it to somebody else and prove to them why it's worth that. Correct? Why do we think that we are above having to show our worth to other people to justify our claims?
Niggas done overpriced a lot of shit and undervalued other shit. Like we talked about last episode, like even everything I just said, all of that still is in the realm of monetary, which is fine and dandy. Like that's a need. You need to make money. You need to have decent levels of income to live whatever fucking life you want to live. Cool. But motherfuckers don't talk about, like, how do you judge integrity? How do you judge that this person is, you know, like, oh, I'm looking for love. Well, ma'am, what does that look like?
It's called a spectrum.
All of that shit. Like, it's like, I'm a bad bitch, and it's like, okay, man, explain it to me. Because I'm not going to lie, ass and titties is everywhere. And it's not to take away that, you know, you great looking and whatever, but it's like, okay, I saw a post, and I see this a lot, and I understand the perspective that, yes, you want to spend time and be around your fucking partner and talk and whoop-doop-doop. Not to mention, like, if I'm coming home to you every day, we're going to talk. Because, like, one of the superstar couples out there, fucking Aman and Tiana, that nigga had a post, it was running rampant a couple months ago, and it's like, we don't fucking talk because you going to come home, and I want to hear about whatever. You went and signed a deal, did some fucking cartwheels, made a music video, directed some shit. I dunked on a nigga, then I went and made an album. Yeah, this is a fucking lit-ass day, and then we come home and we whatever. And
you can show me how you poured oil on that nicely body.
Man, bro, no disrespect to mine, but you won, my nigga.
Strumpet, no disrespect to you, sir, but
I don't even think he feel like disrespectful. He seemed like a cool ass nigga, be like, yeah, I did what I did. I know what I got, and I understand how niggas feel.
Right.
For all you insecure weird ass niggas out there, they be like, I want a bad bitch, but you niggas don't even look at her because I'm gonna cry. Fuck you. Anyways, you fucking cowards.
That's mean.
I mean, it's still.
People have insecurities.
I mean, stop that shit, though. I want y'all niggas to be better than this. Like, it's tough love.
Know your worth, King.
That shit. But on the flip side, and I've said this, and this is not just to it's really not to shit on y'all. Like, hey, y'all got to stop going, they shit on us, and like for 5 seconds, step outside how you feel that somebody said something contradictory to whatever your fucking belief is and go, maybe a nigga got a point. Because there's supposed to be like, niggas want to talk to they niggas all the time for 6-7 hours. You ever think that nigga's fucking interesting? If I call and text DC, I'm gonna talk about politics. Politics gonna run into talking about motherfucking sports. Sports gonna run into talking about some mental health issues. Mental health issues gonna run into talking about
Buddha ass,
fucking Buddha. Like, it's gonna jump, and then we're gonna get into the fucking talking about fucking Venom. How Venom became Captain Universe and took Thor's fucking hammer and goddamn Silver Surfer's fucking board and made a fucking. It's gonna be a whole outlandish thing. It's gonna be fun. It's like, I talk to my niggas because they're fucking interactive. We have common interests and all this other shit. And it's like, back to how you judge your partner. If you'd have got a motherfucker that had common interests, if you had to develop the skills to go get a nigga, you would develop like, maybe I'm not fucking interesting. And that's not a diss, nigga. You can go fucking, yeah, try that shit. Stop going, oh, that's corny, that's whatever. Try it. And I'm completely just trying to be like Captain Comic or Geek. But whatever that nigga into, he likes fucking, I don't know, corkscrews. I don't know, fucking, he's Gary V, man. He loves wine or whatever. Like, why not you fuck with them? So what, like, it's not hard to be like, oh, let me just see what you're interested in. Let's have a conversation about it. Because that's what friends do. And if you have a good friend and then you fuck them and then you have an amazing relationship because it's built on something that matters, like a real friendship and shit.
Why would we do that? I'm trying to find somebody that can complete me, that I can build with. I can build an empire with this person that is just, they complete me so much. They're my soulmate.
Y'all niggas smoke dope, bro. Like, fuck y'all. Like, you're tired of shit motherfuckers coming up here and being like, you know, it's some He-Man, you know, you niggas hate women. It's like, no, man, niggas is rooting for the relationship shit. We just hate how you motherfuckers go about this shit. It's just
absolutely terrible.
Yeah, man. It's like, oh, come on, man. We supposed to elevate at every level, man. Like, we got electric cars, Elon Musk trying to get niggas to the moon, and you still trying to come in here with the same fucking shit your granny had, and that bitch drove a Model T. We not the same. Like, you gotta, like, what the fuck, man? We out here we've been trying to get flying cars, man. I'm trying to be Marty McFly next week, and you trying to come to me with the motherfucking horse and buggy rhetoric. What the fuck, man? Like, damn.
When it comes to the approach, and you brought up approaching the situation, why do we think that we have to approach a relationship differently than we approach our friends? Like I've had friends. I've had these friends that I've had. Not speaking for me, but this does kind of apply. But I've had X amount of friends. I've had these core 3 friends since junior high school, right? And we've learned how to grow with one another. We've fought one another. We've disagreed. We have our differences, but we also have a lot of similarities. We support each other. We hold each other down. Like the same way you enjoy your friends and you approach your friends and you include your friends, even though you guys may grow apart and have your differences. Why do you think you can't put that same type of energy and approach towards your partner who's supposed to be your best friend?
I just feel like, I do feel like people put, when it comes to relationships and feelings, and I know that the feelings and shit, they impact different, they hit different. Excuse me.
Ain't nobody told your ass to feel.
Ugh. Fucking dying. It's me bubbling up with the bullshit of y'all. But I
fucking dying, man.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a bunch of elements because there's fucking shit out there, folks. There's societal fucking shits. We don't even understand like how, the shit you watch. Like you watch a lot of fucking, I don't know, relationship TV. You watch every movie and it's just like love means that Dominic Toretto's gonna drive a Charger through a fucking building and grab Letty's hand all because she sneezed. And it's like, man, they don't never just, even though talking about them niggas, we don't never pay attention to, from the first movie, man, she was wheeling and dealing with that nigga. They was drifting together. That's how that fucking love story happened, because they was fucking homies, man. So I don't know, I just think there's been, this romanticized shit of it. You missed the friend part, and somehow your friend can't be the whatever. Like, I don't think we understand feelings as much. And I'm not saying I do, but I don't think people are challenging. You just gotta fucking challenge the belief. Why the fuck is this even the thing? Just anything. Like, why the fuck is this?
I'm gonna be in a serious relationship, and I'm gonna learn to love this individual, and I'm gonna put the expectations around this, because you should be fitting these expectations within this relationship. But you don't do the same thing to your friends.
I'll be the resident woman spokesperson for the night. Well, Moni, if you're gonna say that shit, go and say that shit then.
You got to get the context beforehand.
But yeah, I feel like that's not promoted as much. There's always these, relationship dynamics and shit in the same way we talk about Jesus and everything else. It's not even just like, it's not even a diss. It's just, come on, man, we can research everything, whether you was in school or you do fucking what you do at work. Like, you just research, where the fuck did this shit even come from? And once you kind of backtrack and go, okay, the idea is like, this is not the only way to approach love. It's not the only way to approach whatever the fuck I'm doing. It was founded on a fucking thing of bullshit. And now it's cool for me to maybe readjust. That's not saying fuck this and fuck that. It's like, bro, the shit that you looking for, why is that shit cool? This is just how I was growing up. This is what I would ever. Well, maybe it was trash. And no disrespect to your granny, no disrespect to your fathers and all them shits. It's just, that's the shit that they got. But you don't fuck with the fact that your granny will call you a hoe for wearing a fucking strapless bra or some shit. Like, but you understand that that's just her. So why the fuck, if bras are fucking a problem, you don't think that there's some old bullshit rhetoric that bled into something way more important than how you upkeep your titties? So just look differently. That's all I'm saying. That's all niggas is really saying. It's like, yeah, if like I'm fucking, he just want me for my titties and ass. And to an extent, yes, man, there's just googops and niggas that are just horny motherfuckers. But also, it's like, it gets me off, baby. I want to be able to sit in this house and do fuck all. And it's like, yeah, I'm chilling with my niggas. Like, you don't be chilling with me with the boys. There's an element where, yes, some niggas are being pieces of shit. I'm not absolving that those niggas exist. But we don't ever talk about the flip side of, maybe you're just not fun. You don't want to try to get more fun. It makes more sense to go, this nigga's trash, than go, maybe I'm really not an interesting motherfucker.
Maybe you're not holding the proper space for that individual to really be authentic. And you're sitting up here getting upset because they don't want to be authentic around you. When it goes back to the tits and ass situation, look at me for tits and ass. Like, what else are you showing them? If you're not showing them any other dynamics to you, then how can they judge you accordingly?
Gamer rant. He's always playing a fucking game and not pick up the sticks, nigga. This shit is fun.
It's 2 players. I got 2 controllers.
Damn, do you understand how much that nigga would love you if you niggas got double kills on zombies? Like, you don't even fucking, y'all are missing so much fucking this game is stupid. You are fucking crazy, bro. Because if you niggas was playing 2K together, like, it would be a wrap. That nigga would be like, bro, I'm not even coming out tonight. Like, we are on championship mode. And you don't even got to do it every game. If you did that shit once a week, like, I like this game, I think this game is interesting, That nigga would throw away his entire week to go, look, we gonna play this? Like, yeah, I enjoy this fucking moment.
You ain't even got to do it once a week, to be honest. If you can find something that your partner likes, and I'm using partner just to be, gender equal within this situation, but I feel like men end up, never mind. So if you just find that at least twice a month or once a month, like this is the day where I'm going to do what you enjoy, and I'm going to find ways to enjoy it with you, and I'm going to understand it, I'm going to learn it. At some point, they'll definitely sacrifice more time to be around you because you're showing interest in them and you're giving them a free range to be themselves around you.
This nigga's got feelings, motherfucker. Okay. Moni said, I agree with y'all. We got a woman. We won. Fucking good night, folks. I'm leaving. I agree with y'all. I've never approached a relationship as a friendship, more like a source of fun / attention / excitement, and that hasn't worked out. Not at all. I've only been with like 1 to 2 guys that I really admired as a friend, and my grandma think I'm a wild girl on Instagram, so I know I got to be some discrepancies in her rhetoric. Love her, though. Yeah, man, she don't know the mystery of Moni, man. Moni out here throwing her ass in fucking Russian dignitaries' mouths. And that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Like, fucking like Black Widow for sex. Fucking falling out of planes with the titties flying and just, Dos Vidonia. Like, that's what Moni get down with.
Not the parachute is a picture of the breast.
Yes. Yup. And it's never not extra on the nipples. Yep, it's never,
and they're pierced.
Yeah, never not titties. But yes, man, it just like okay. I've thought about this. Like, we've had this conversation before with our other homegirls up here on the fucking show. Listen to Ladies Night on days when you have it. It's Fridays and Wednesdays, I think. Anyways, but the conversation of okay, you don't have this person as a friend, right? This person is not your buddy. I really don't have, and that doesn't mean you can't want to fuck them too. Like, that's the friend, that's my brother, I could never, that's the nigga you probably should be with, but or fucking give it a shot, or like, and maybe not that particular nigga, but those feelings, it's like, bro, when we not fucking, everything else is such hard work because we're not homies. Like, my fucking day is 24 hours, and I'll give y'all the fucking bullshit because I'm not doing this. I'm not fucking for 3 hours, but like, kiss my ass. But every session is an hour. We fucking back to back. It's our session. It's fucking right. Okay, it's 24 hours in a day, bro. So the best thing we got is fucking and so that's 3 hours. So we got 21 more hours, and we're gonna facilitate that. We're going to brunch and shit so we can become a fucking somebody's son and meme. Yeah, but it's like there's moments in this where we could have really been like kicking it and facilitating like mutual interest, and if you don't got that, then what the fuck is your relationship? I don't even think it's a rhetoric and niggas don't like relationships like it is out there. I think clearly it's bullshit niggas out there cool, but I think niggas be like, yo bro, like y'all not cool, but I know if I say y'all not cool, I ain't finna get no pussy, and it's like, well, I ain't finna lose all of it, which niggas should probably get out of, because I feel like we could just change the world, man.
It's not cool, and I was trying not to say it, but y'all can kiss my ass brunch is some basic bitch shit. I'm just saying it. I'm just being honest with you. And I'm not saying that going out to eat with your friends is basic bitch shit. The narrative that it's cool for us to go to brunch on a regular, that shit's so played out and corny. Like, what else do you do with yourself? Well, you're not even doing this as a means to enjoy yourself. You're doing this to fulfill some bullshit need. Who are you really besides spending money to go eat and taking pictures of the plate and your mimosas? Like, there's got to be more to you than that. That's why I say it's basic bitch shit, because you're doing it at a surface level. You're not really getting to the meat of who you are. You're not even challenging yourself to do something different, which would be along the lines of, say, with your partner, doing something that you think, this is stupid, this movie's stupid, this game is stupid. You say that because you've never done it. Just like he may sit up here and say, that shit that you like is fucking stupid. But if you guys appease each other and say, you know what, teach me, help me understand this, then learn to enjoy it. Maybe you will actually find out this is kind of cool, as opposed to just throwing money at the void for fucking social media's sake, because that's what everybody does. Everybody rents a boat and has drinks with their girls on the boat, and everybody has brunch on a regular basis, and everybody goes to vineyards. Like, this is the blueprint that everybody's following for lady folk. For men, it's kind of the same shit too. We got our same basic activities that we participate in. Like, no, think outside the box and actually allow yourself to be introduced to things that are different. Then you can have good friendships and maybe even have like good fucking with those friends.
Women is all going to brunch, and niggas is all going to see the fucking same 4 or 5 strippers in a hotel room while they take pictures with a bottle in their hand looking at their tennis shoes.
Corny.
What is the way?
Stop doing that shit.
Hey, buddy,
man.
I gotta. Do the gas station people ever just be like, not another one? Like, it's a whole gas station.
I
I would charge.
People in gas stations and Walmarts have to be tired of you
Man.
motherfuckers filming these corny ass videos in there. Like, it's cool. It was cool like 4 years ago when the first
It ain't
handful of
shit
people was
over
doing
there in the distance that you looking at.
Stop it. Stop all the corny, male and female. I don't care who it is. Just knock it off, bro.
Y'all lost me there. I love Eggs Benedict.
You can make Eggs Benedict at your house.
I'm not even.
You're paying a 4 times inflation for Eggs Benedict when there's somebody on Instagram right now that can show you how to make it in a 1-minute clip, and you can do it at home, and that's a better experience with your friends. Make brunch. You don't have to go pay for it.
I'm not even opposed to like going out to eat because I like all like the little foodie pages. So if I'm finding some shit that's like some just this is some fucking whatever the fuck. Super whatever, yeah, let's go there and eat and enjoy time or whatever. But just, I don't know, like some of this shit like that has the corniness attached to it, like I don't know, man, we just all like need to have sepia tone shit. I mean, I guess if that's your vibe, but to me some of that shit is mad corny. But
that goes back to what you were saying earlier. Why is that your vibe? Did you challenge why that's what you do? Like this is what we do. This is what I like. Enjoy. Why? Did you challenge that? Did you really dive into that thought and get below the surface and see, why do I like doing that shit? What does it mean to me below the surface? You probably didn't. And that's why you're doing it, because you think that it's a part of you, and it's not really a part of you. You don't even know yourself, which goes back to the know your worth situation. You don't really know you. You know the surface level you, but you're expecting somebody to give you your worth, and you don't even really know your own.
Bars.
Who are you really? And why do I have to pay this price? Why are you inflating the price 10 times over when I know for a fact I can see the Chinese factory symbols right here? It cost you $1 to make this. Knock this off. Why are you trying to inflate it? No, I'm not doing that.
And see, some of that is like, I don't know, that kind of goes back to my same little like spiel about nobody's promoting like, just get kicked in the motherfucking head or whatever, but things that are important take work, take earning. I mean, I would love to just walk in tomorrow and somebody just hand me my motherfucking the little extra letters behind my last name. But I'm in this program because that is the work it takes. But I do enjoy learning and shit. Like, it's all about your perspective. So motherfuckers be like, know your worth. It's almost like, you want something for nothing. And as I've stated a number of times before, if this is a conversation about love and relationships and all this other shit, we done got poems, we've got writers. If a nigga could write a 500-page book or whatever on the concept, niggas done gone. Well, some niggas went to war for ego, but whatever. We'll say love too. If this has been the most enamorous, fucking amazing thing that we've been chasing for existence, why the fuck do you think you wouldn't have to show some ass to get it? You know what I'm saying? You don't think you got to bring no ass to get ass, my nigga? Like, you don't think you got, well, I did this in the last one, so this time shut the fuck up. You're going to have to do it again. Like, that's the like, if the payoff is that you get to enjoy the greatest fucking thing that this plane has to offer, why the fuck do you think you wouldn't have to give up something to get it?
Repetition.
Damn.
You got to continuously do something over and over again to be able to master it, right?
Yeah. And it's,
it's not going to happen easy. Now, shout out to our brand, honestly, in the chat. It said, I cook brunch and have my friends meditate and goal set for the new week. They bring the brunch. They bring the wine. We saving coins this year. I can appreciate that brunch.
That sounds more lit.
That sounds like more fun and more inclusion with your friends. Like, we're actually bonding here. We're doing something that is good for us. We're enjoying ourselves. We're really connecting on a deeper level than just a surface level. I can fuck with that.
Like,
I can fuck with that.
Like, I know the COVID vibes.
Robin. What's going on, Robin?
I know the COVID vibes make this an issue, but just the idea that, you go to these brunch things, you go to these outings, especially like, you know, shout out to, it's all black folks. It's all black folks that's killing all the culture, my nigga. Like, what's happening with it? But you go to these events because you want to facilitate. It's the vibe. It's the camaraderie. It's the, if we're going to talk, you know, spirituality and getting in touch with your ancestors and your people, we've been some dancing, stomping shit, and drums are a thing, frequency, sound, all the good shit. But personally, like, you know, going to a club is one thing, and niggas are, you know, sitting there taking pictures on the wall, but you really, nothing has, and niggas will say this, nothing, and I'm not even talking from like a financial space, nothing facilitates the vibe of, unless you niggas get to shooting, of a good, like, backyard barbecue or whatever. Even if you sitting down doing nothing, just chilling, you know, over there like Doughboy playing dominoes, some shit, like,
straight from Inglewood.
it feels good. That's what you motherfuckers are searching for. So to every day. Backyard boogie. See, look at that shit, man. Y'all niggas feel good. Y'all niggas felt good off of that alone. So what I'm saying is to piggyback off your friend, like, if, and not even just from a cheap standpoint, it's just, if you could do this here, I guess look to the why. Look to really what it is you're searching for. Because is it, we want to be outside and whatever, or are you looking for the fucking vibes? And if you can facilitate the vibes, and I guess get the shit from the source. Like, for me, I would say maybe some of these brunches are cool, but they might not be, you getting like, you know, bargain brand or some shit. You getting the shit from Concentrate. When really, if y'all just look deeper, what am I looking for? I'm looking to facilitate this feeling. I want to put on this outfit. I want to look good. I want to feel this. Well, shit, I know a place that got the motherfucker on tap. Rodney got a backyard. Like, I got to this, I got to that. That shit feels good.
You change outfits for TikToks. You don't have to go out to do this. Let's just keep it a buck. You do this just to feel good and take pictures at home by your goddamn self and not go out. So it's capable. But then we look at it, at certain things in a different light. When you talk about the dating space, that's corny or is cheap and you're just trying to fuck. If you talk about coming to the house and making food and chilling inside, no, it shows me that I'm worth more if we go to this expensive
This is
restaurant.
my home, bro. My daddy said that shit the other day. Like, not even just the home shit, not to cut you. It's just looking at expressions of love or what this means. It's like, you know, not to take away that, you know, titles or whatever the fuck, you know, certain things or whatever can, but it's like, this is not, you know, you don't do this, you don't do that. And it's like, okay, don't not appreciate people, don't not, you know, engage in other aspects. That's one thing. But look at this shit in perspective as, what are you viewing as an expression of love? Nigga, I'm sleep next to you. I don't give a fuck how big I am. You could rob me, fucking, you could take my innocence, you know, but you could have a couple of niggas come through it, but I'm comfortable enough around you, you know, unless, I don't know, some of you niggas might be sociopaths or some shit, but this is my personal space. This is where I come.
Vulnerability.
Yeah, you are not appreciating that this right here is like, this might not be love max, but this is something here. And it's like, we just be in the house. Okay, cool. I understand you can go out, enjoy yourself. Cool. I'm not taking that away, but not making that the crux of, and appreciating that some of these little bullshit moments, that's the shit, man. That's the meat and potatoes. Because if you can't do this, if it all is predicated on doing all this shit out here, then this ain't really nothing, bro.
Right.
Like, if you can't just, man, we've been sitting in this motherfucker for whatever, just smelling like each other, and it's been fucking awesome. Then that's where you might have a thing or two. But if everything is predicated on how good we look in our pictures and all this other shit, like
how our outfits match. I hate that shit with a passion. That's just my personal pet peeve. I've always hated trying to look like somebody else. Never liked it.
Yeah, I'm
like,
not.
We're a really good couple. Like, we dress alike when we.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'll say it like this. I personally would never choose it, but if it's like, you know, I want us to look like a thing, I'm not gonna lie. I'll be like, you know, we're on the good foot out. Once again, you know, you can make little sacrifices for your partner. I'll take that. Like, all right, we can wear the same colors. We can have similar color schemes. That's as far as I'm going. Yeah, I could really not see that's perfectly fine. Me rocking the same thing is not my cup of tea. No. I can't say never be like, I'll never do that. You might catch me out here disgruntled in the same outfit. No, we can wear the same outfit. You want to wear the same outfit? We can wear the same. What dress you wearing? I'm putting it on too.
since you want to wear the same shit, we gonna see how this works out.
Whoever out here, like, you know, gathers this man at some point in life.
Me and you we can. Fashion Nova is right across the street from my house at the Panorama Mall.
It could be episode 912. I just want that to be a thing. Outsides will be outsiding at 1,000.
Most definitely.
Doing a live episode, ittle be so wild. Like
I said, me and you can go in there. We can get the same Fashion Nova dress. I know where to get it.
Now, hey, you know what? There's some of y'all that said, "Fuck that, whoop whoop whoop." But the ones of yous that thought that was just entertaining and funny as fuck, those are the ones that be winning, man. The one that was like, "That's fucking hilarious," and wasn't on some like, you know, I want to put some nigga in a dress. Just thought it was a genuine, hilarious thing to do with your part. Those be the ones who ain't, you know, be fun, motherfucker. Like, y'all don't understand how not fun you niggas are. Like, niggas is weird, bro. Like, imaginationless weirdos. Goddamn, like, I love you. You would have never made it in Disneyland, man. Like,
but they love going to Disneyland.
For what?
Because it's expensive, and the ears and Mickey Mouse and $40 turkey legs and shit. Bitch, I can go to Food for Less right now and get a goddamn turkey leg and make some greens that'll knock your socks off in about an hour.
I get everybody's like spiel. You know, you like what you like. I'm a nigga who would, like, you know, lose his shit going to a fucking con or something like that. So,
which is wildly overpriced for the shit that they sell in those. That's just utterly disrespectful. Stop doing that. I get y'all gotta make your money, but goddamn.
Yeah, like E3 or whatever like that. I mean, I get it. Just Disney has never really been like my shit. I mean, they're everybody's shit now because they own the fucking world, like, which is fucking wild. But
the Nazis own everything. I mean,
shit.
Walt owns. My bad.
Niggas don't care.
They don't. They don't care at all. Like, not even the slightest bit. But it's cool. Y'all don't have to. But hey.
This is nice.
Hey.
Well, thanks for listening, fuckers.
We appreciate it. This is the great way to start off your week.
Yeah.
You got a whole, like, really, you made it through the hardest day. We say that all the time. You made it through the hardest day of the week.
It's rap, bro.
We'll be back on Saturday.
The whole week is a blur. You're not going to, like, Tuesday you might kind of have some residual cobwebs. By Wednesday, you don't care. And
Tuesday, you're not remembering shit this week because it's 420 tomorrow, and a lot of you fuckers who smoke aren't going to do shit but smoke your life away all day tomorrow, especially when you get off of work, if you even have to go anywhere for work tomorrow at all. A lot of y'all's working remote, and you going to be in the fucking Zoom chat high as a goddamn kite. So you're not remembering shit for Tuesday. Wednesday will be Thursday comes and you're like, oh, the week is almost over, and then it's Friday. And then Saturday you're right back here with us in the afternoon at 3:30 listening to Just a Dope Ass Podcast on the Good News Network app as usual.
And as we've said, bro, we really here at the Good News right here. We be fucking right here, man. We be giving it to you all week. Like, you niggas got up today and had Keith just in your fucking ear. You just listen to us. You about to listen to Keep It 1000. Tomorrow you gonna get you some Never Not Extra in your motherfucking ass. All right? We're not even talking about sports, man. You know, we're not even
covering
TGN
sports aspect.
Damn, nigga, we not talking about, like, straight to the league. Fucking sports talk with Mark and DP. Motherfucking
touchdowns and tangents.
Fucking courtside. Like, what are you, like, your whole week is fucking satisfied here. Did you listen to the besties before us? Because they were on. You should have go back and run that back. What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
And you can do that on the app. Like, you can go back and listen to shit in case you missed it. Or you can catch it on our YouTube if you want to see the visuals and you just want to look at our illustrious faces. All my shaded melanin goodness, and then Bald Wisdom and his shiny splendor over there.
Yeah, man, and other motherfuckers got visuals. It's 5-6 whole faces over there on Technical Foul. Them niggas got more niggas than Lakeside on that goddamn show. Nigga, like, go listen to some shit. Nigga, like, damn. Bye-bye.
And with that, we'll see y'all on Saturday afternoon. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Have some Wayne. Rest up for tomorrow when you smoke your life away.